Hey, what's going on, everybody? Doing a live today, trying to figure out what I might have to do is, let's stop on this side. Let me know where you're from. If you're in the chat, I'm going to say, I wonder if I did this. We're going to try to get this connected to the software. See if it comes through here. All right, so we are live, trying to get rid of car payments. Right now, we're having some technical difficulties with the camera, trying to get that squared away. But if you are here for this live, I'm glad that you're here. Our goal is to help millennials get out of debt and achieve financial freedom. And so right now, I wonder if I can do this. So I could share this screen with you guys. This is like a little hack here. See if we can make this work. So we're going to stop sharing this one. We'll do this instead. All right, so you should be able to see me now. What I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to take this over to a different window. Perfect. Thanks for your patience as we work these technical difficulties out. My name is Deacon Hayes. I'm the founder of Well Kept Wallet. And today we're just going to go over how to get rid of your car payment. So what we're going to do here is we'll just leave it right there for now. So that's interesting. Okay, so now I can see what you see. You're seeing all the technical stuff here. But thanks for watching. I've got the chat up. Let me know where you're from. If you have a car payment, what your car payment is, maybe how long you have left on it. I'll do some Q&A at the end. But my name is Deacon Hayes, founder of Well Kept Wallet, author of You Can Retire Early. I've noticed a lot of people are struggling with their monthly expenses with inflation and everything of that nature. So what we're trying to do here is create a platform in which we can talk about how to get rid of your car payment for good so that you can have more cash flow to do the things you want to do. Whether it's you want to pay off credit card debt, maybe you want to go on a trip this summer, maybe you want to be able to just have some breathing room, right? So that you have money to do things that bring you joy and things that you can do with your family. So that's what we're here to do today. So I released a couple of videos. One is how to get rid of your upside down car loan. The other is how I got out from underneath my upside down car loan. And another one was 5 reasons why you need to sell your car today. The reality is a car is just a means of transportation, right? To get you to and from places. And so what I've found, though, the average car payment is over $700 per month. So that is costing people on average, what is that, about $8,400 per year just to get from point A to point B. That doesn't include your gas. That doesn't include the registration. That doesn't include maintenance. So that's a huge expense. Let me see if I can figure out this. I noticed we had a couple people that left us here. I really would love to get this camera situation squared away. I wonder why it's not connected to the live here. Yeah, I might have to get that fixed for next time. But I appreciate those that are staying with us. We're just having some technical difficulties on the actual streaming side of things. However, the content's still going to be good. So really, basically, there's 2 things that you can do. One is sell your car completely and use public transportation, which is not ideal. But if you live in a place like New York, or you live in a place where there's subways or some sort of rail system, that's doable. But if you don't, then the other thing is you need to figure out how to get a more reliable vehicle. And so for whatever money you have to pay for it. So I'll give you an example of what we did. So we had 2 cars. One car was a brand new Nissan Altima, had a push button start. I was really excited about it. But what I realized was the car payment plus the increase in insurance, plus the increase of, the license and registration per year, it was just totally keeping us back from being able to achieve our goals. So what I did was figured out how to sell my car, which was upside down. Now we owed about, I'm going to say about $17,000 on it, and it was worth about $16,000. So that meant that we were upside down $1,000 on our vehicle. And I knew that if we could figure out how to come up with that extra $1,000, we could sell the upside down vehicle and we would be able to buy another vehicle, once we were able to figure out the cash situation, which I'll go over in a little bit. But basically, we decided to sell stuff that was around the house. Just imagine going through our closets and drawers and storage units. And, my wife had like a Coach purse that she didn't use anymore that she wanted to get rid of. I had some old textbooks, I think a Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii. Like the stuff that went with it, like the Rock Band, all that kind of stuff. There are things where I'm like, hey, we don't use this stuff. We could sell it. We could make some extra cash. And so that's what we ended up doing. And so we were able to come up with $1,000 fairly quickly. I think about a week or two. Then I listed my car on Craigslist. Now they charge you, it's like $5, but it's totally worth it. You can do OfferUp, Craigslist. But what we did is put on Craigslist. We found a buyer and we let them know our situation. Said, hey, we're upside down. We would love to sell this to you. All we need to do is put our $1,000 with your $16,000, write them one check, pay it in full, and the car is yours. So that's what we did. We wrote a bill of sale, and for the total amount, they paid us the $16,000, and we basically wrote a check to Nissan, that was the lender at the time, so that we could pay off that car in full. Now, it was a great relief to not have a car payment anymore, but the problem was I still needed a vehicle, right? My wife and I had separate jobs that were in different places. She was a teacher. I was selling wood floors. So it was like, hey, I need a vehicle to be able to still go, do work. I took clients around from time to time. And so what we ended up doing was selling her car, which was worth $5,000. And we were able to basically get that $5,000 and buy 2 cars with that $5,000. Now, I understand with inflation and things like that, that can be very difficult. However, you could still get a used reliable car for under $5,000. So what I would say is, if you have a paid off car, that's one solution, right? You say, hey, you sell your spouse's car that's paid off and you use that money to buy 2 cars. Another thing would be, which I'm not a big fan of, but you can get a personal loan, but you would get it for a smaller amount, right? So you could get something for like $5,000 or $10,000 for a short period of time. The whole goal, though, is to pay it off as fast as possible, right? We're trying to get out of debt here. We're not trying to get into debt. So in my scenario, my suggestion for you is to figure out how can you come up with the cash to pay for something instead of financing it. And so what that could mean is maybe you carpool with your spouse until you guys have the cash to do it. Maybe you use public transportation, whether it's the bus or whether it's some sort of light rail, subway, whatever it might be, for a short period of time. I'll just tell you, this is not a long-term thing. This is something we did. We sold our car. We sold both cars, bought the 2, older cars for $5,000. My wife drove hers probably longer than mine. It was a Honda Accord. It lasted for a while. But I had a Lexus that, it's, you say Lexus, but like you couldn't open the passenger side door from the outside, and, there's no antenna. So, the radio signal was really bad. And, there's all sorts of things where it's like, this is not a luxurious car anymore, but it was reliable. It looked decent for what I did for work, and it did the job. So once again, a car is transportation to and from, where you need to go. And so why overpay? So I think with the average car payment being $700 a month, this is a great way. What if you had an extra $700 a month? What could you do with it? Let me know in the chat. But if you, I'll give you some ideas, just kind of, we have our steps, which I would call the 7 steps for a well-kept wallet. First step is to create a budget. Second step is to have at least $1,000 in a starter emergency fund. So let's just say that you have that extra $700. You could fund that starter emergency fund in a month and a half. Okay, say you have that starter emergency fund. The next thing you want to do is pay off any high interest debt. So that could be credit cards, that could be student loans, it could be personal loans, it could be anything that's non-mortgage debt. Once you pay that off, then it's fully fund your emergency fund, which is 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses. So that means that, let's say your living expenses are $5,000 per month. You'd want to have $15,000 to $30,000 in a high yield savings account, which are paying right now 4.5% to 5%. And that's where you keep your emergency fund and only touch it for emergencies. So once you've paid off your debt and you've got your fully funded emergency fund, this is where you're saying, okay, how can I make sure that I'm investing for the future? So investing at least 10%, if not 15%, into long-term investments and sort of retirement accounts like a 401k, an IRA, so that you are having funds being put out there for the future. Once again, if you're just joining, we had some technical issues, so I'm doing a little workaround. So bear with me. This is not ideal, but at least we can, so you can still see me and we can still have this dialogue, and I can answer any questions that you might have. So yeah, once you've now are funding your personal retirement account, your spouse's retirement account, this is where you say, hey, how do I make sure, what do I want our kids to do? Do I want them to go to college? If they're going to go to college, how are we going to pay for it? Are we going to pay the full amount or are we going to pay half of it? So at this point, this is where you could start to say, hey, how could I open a tax favored account like a 529 plan to save for your kids' college? And then the next step would be to pay off your house early. And so this could be, creating a plan. You've already investing, you've already paid off your high interest debt. This is now, how do I make an effort to pay off my house early? And then lastly, invest more and give more. So, once you've been blessed with the resources to pay off your debt and to be able to set your kids up for college and set yourself up for the financial future that you want, this is an opportunity to get back. And so, if you have questions when it comes to your finances, you're looking to get out of debt, you're looking to have a better life when it comes to your money, that's what I'm here for. So let me know if you have any questions in the chat. The goal is for this to be, like a 20 or 30 minute Q&A. Plan to do these more regularly. I appreciate those of you that are here today. I'll try to have the live situations set up differently for next time for a better experience. And yeah, I'm going to double check here to see. Move this over here real quick. It's a window within a window. Yeah, I think it's just an issue with my camera. And so next time I'll make sure that I have that all set up appropriately. But I see we got one person watching left. We had up to 4 at a time, which is awesome. I haven't done these lives in a while. If you do have a question, I'll be glad to answer it. Just drop it in the chat. And if not, I will be sending out another email shortly, probably next week, about when the next live will be. Also, there are a couple videos to check out. One is owning a franchise, everything you need to know. So maybe if you work for yourself, or say you work for somebody else, you wish you could start your own business, but you don't want to start from scratch. Franchising could potentially be a good opportunity. However, it's not for everybody. So I have a video where I interview an expert about that. I also had an interview with Jillian Johnsrud, who became financially independent at 32 with her and her husband. They had a very simple lifestyle. They have 5 kids now. They travel all over the place. She is a very joyful, awesome person to talk to. So check out that interview if you haven't already. Thank you for watching today. If you have a car payment, I hope this was encouraging to you that there are options. And I look forward to seeing you next time.